Hello everyone! Today I'm going to show you how to make this adorable little chibi version of Wolverine from the Marvel Comics X-Men. I thought why not make this really manly man turn into this really cute chibi character, and it's really easy to make. I hope you guys like this tutorial, and for more like these, please subscribe. Let's get started, shall we? Start off with a yellow piece of clay, and you're going to roll this into a really flat, thin sheet. It's going to be about 1 to 2 millimeters thick when you're all done. Great. To form the head, you're going to take a flesh colored piece of clay rolled into a nice ball, and you're going to take the yellow piece of clay and cover most of the head but leave the bottom part of the face open. Remove all the excess clay and smooth everything out with your fingers or your clay tool so it looks really nice and smooth. Once this step is completed, it should look something like this. Now to form the mask, take a black piece of clay and you're going to pinch off one side into an angle, and that is going to be the piece of the mask that goes upwards. And on the bottom part, you're going to pinch another angle, and this will be the black piece of mask that covers his chin. And the other side will be the one that goes all the way towards his nose. I know it's a very weird explanation, but just kind of go along with it and just eyeball what you think the mask should look like. To me, it kind of looks like a messed up looking goldfish. Moving on, go ahead and eyeball where you want this on his face. I'm going to cover the left part of his face first, and go ahead and stick this on so you can kind of get a rough idea as to how this will look. As you can see, one end is towards his nose, one point goes up into the corner where his ear might have been, and one kind of curves down around his face. Now that's only half of his mask, so make sure you do the other half as well. Just kind of play around with the mask and make it however you want it to look, and this is what my final product looks like. I'm going to give him some eyes by taking a white piece of clay, putting it in the center of the mask, and flattening out with a blade. For his torso, take a yellow piece of clay and kind of shape it into the shape that I have here, and eyeball it on the head as to how big you want it to be. Mine's a little bit too large, so I'm going to cut off the end to make it a better size. Now Wolverine wears this Speedo looking thing, so take a blue piece of clay and make a triangle, and go ahead and put this onto his torso and remove any excess clay. His Speedo's a little too large for me, so I'm also going to cut off a piece of his Speedo. Great, so for his legs, take yellow pieces of clay, roll this into a nice thin snake, and attach it onto both spots where the Speedo should have the leg coming out from. For his boots, take a blue piece of clay. You're going to roll this into a snake and make a slight curve to form his foot. Now taking an object of any kind, I'm just using a clay tool, but you can use a chopstick, for example. You're going to form a little hole near the top of his boot so that his foot can insert right into his adorable little boot. Your little character should be progressing along like this. Now let's move on to the finer details. With a blue piece of clay, flatten this out on one end so that the opposite end's a little bit thicker, and this will form the shoulder pads. Just attach it onto both sides of the torso, and now you're going to take a silver pin, and this silver pin is going to be inserted into the body and the head to help give it better support. Look at that, he is so cute already. With a red piece of clay, you're going to roll this into a long thin snake, and this is going to form the belt between his Speedo and his torso. Take some black pieces of clay to form little long triangles to form the details of his really cool looking outfit. Make sure you form little spikes on his shoulders and around his sides. And don't forget to neglect the back, because just because the front looks good, you need to make sure the back of your character looks nice as well. Taking some black clay to form the nice belt buckle in the front, and this is what your character should look like so far. Alright, Wolverine wouldn't be Wolverine without his awesome claws. So take a blue piece of clay and form a nice little hole down the center, and this will form his adorable little gloves on both sides of his hand. Take a flesh colored piece of clay, roll this into a nice long thin snake, and go ahead and insert this into the blue glove you just made. Using a clay tool or a toothpick, I'm going to delineate where the hand actually is by forming a slight ridge, and go ahead and attach this arm onto his body. I have to admit this character turned out much cuter than I thought it would be in my head. I'm going to give his costume a little more details by forming a long black stripe down the center of his boot. And I'm also going to take some clay to form the rim and border on the top of his boot as well. I thought he would look better with some black soles for his shoes, so I took some black clay, flattened it out, and stuck them to the bottom of his feet. Alright, so for Wolverine's signature look, let's make his claws. I decided to use real metal for his claws, so I took some silver pins and I cut out really small pieces. They're about 1/2 centimeter in length. I took each of these little silver pins and insert them into his adorable little hands to form his really cute claw, and this is what he looks like when I was done. Now your Wolverine doesn't have to smile, but I wanted mine to have a nice cute little smile. But yours can be smileless or angry, however you want. And your Chibi character is all done, just bake it in the oven and you're good to go. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. For more like these, please subscribe and check out my Instagram. My username is FlyingNeo. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and do check out my other channel, Neo Mango, for more videos about my personal life. Thanks everyone, good luck!
Oh,